Yo guys, it's slyroh. You already know that today I'm bringing you guys my team analysis for week 5 of the Battle Union. This week we're taking on Jedi Cardet and the Western Weezings. And I have been very excited for this match because you never really know what to expect when you face Jedi. So I've been really looking forward to this match, and I'm very excited to see how it turns out. Let's see, last week we had a nice 5-0 victory, which puts us, I believe, in 3rd place, which is really good. However, we were informed this week that it's not just the top 3 from each side that makes the playoffs, it's now the top 4. So, top 4 in each division makes playoffs, which means we have a little bit more wiggle room. However, as far as record goes, there are 2 other teams that are 2-2 in our division, and if they both win and we lose, then we're out of the playoff spot regardless. And I can't do that. So as much as I wanted to go against Jedi and try and out-meme the meme man himself, I couldn't do it. So I built a pretty good, I built a pretty standard basic team that I'm going to try and destroy Jedi with, because I need, if I can get another huge win, it'll allow us to have a little bit of margin of error as we head into our last couple games of the season, and that's good for us. So let's go ahead and run through the team that he has, because he has a really spooky team, believe it or not. So his team consists of Mega Absol, Raikou, Aerodactyl, Jellicent, Jinx, Glasgow, Cinccino, Aromatisse, and Latias. His bench consists of Rodemo, Durant, and Mienshao, which I was very surprised that he did not take Mienshao off the bench, because that thing is so scary. But hey, it's not there, so we should have, hopefully, a better time of dealing with the team now. Obviously you can see there things that I'm expecting for him to bring: Mega Absol, Raikou, Aerodactyl, Jellicent, Jinx, and Latias. I think the Latias has to come for the Venusaur, and I think Jinx could also come as another answer to the Venusaur. Aerodactyl, kind of the same thing, also speed, and I don't know, speaking of speed, he has a lot of speed on his team. Oh my goodness, it's ridiculous. So yeah, but then he also has a Aromatisse, which is one of the slowest mons that you could have. So you want to talk about speed tiers, man. This Jedi, man, he's got him. So crazy stuff. But that's basically all that. Let's go ahead and talk about the 6 that I'm bringing, because I would like to try and start making these just a little bit shorter, because mine tend to be probably longer team analysis videos than most people do. So if I miss anything, feel free to comment and I can address any concerns or anything like that. Also, so I do apologize for any noises in the background. I've been noticing a lot of whirring and buzzing kind of in the background in my recent videos. Usually it has to do with the air conditioning, which is not on right now. However, there's laundry being done, and so I don't know, if that ends in the middle of the video, there's gonna be this big buzzer that goes off, and I don't know, if the phone is vibrating. There's so many noises in my spot, so I don't have the quietest setup. Do apologize, but let's go ahead and get on with the team that I am bringing. Also, those are just the 6 that I'm expecting him to bring, but Jedi could really bring any of his 9 Pokemon, and I would not be that surprised. So let's go ahead. Start off Sir Raleigh, the Mega Venusaur, Thick Fat. Hidden Power Ice Synthesis, Giga Drain, Sludge Bomb, Max HP, 124 Defense Bold with 132 Special Attack. That's the remaining. This was going to be fully physically defensive, just to deal with a lot of physical threats. However, I don't think I need to worry about that as much anymore, because the main physical threats that Venusaur is going to come in on is going to be Mega Absol and Gliscor, and that's it. Maybe Cinccino. So there's really not a whole lot. So I just made sure that I had enough defense to, this is enough defense to live a max attack Adamant, Power Herb, Sky Attack from Aerodactyl. Also make sure that I do not die to a +2 Psycho Cut. I think that's the strongest thing that Mega Absol could go for. So if I switch in and he goes Swords Dance or something, then I can make sure that I don't die. Things like that. So that's just why that's there, and then the rest is just thrown in the special attack, because I would like to get off some damage from this Venusaur. Hidden Power Ice is good for the Gliscor. Since this to stay healthy, Giga Drain is good stab and hits the Jellicent. and Sludge Bomb hits the Aromatisse as well as pretty much everything else for decent damage. So, yeah, I would like to actually get off damage with this Venusaur, but I do need it to do some defensive rolls. This could also be needed to use to switch into Raikou, as long as he doesn't go for extra sensory, so there's that. So, Raikou is actually pretty scary, now that I'm really looking at it, but whatever, it is what it is. Next mon is Manaphy, the Manaphy, with Leftovers Hydration, Substitute Tail Glow, Scald, Shadow Ball, Specially Defensive, Calm Nature. So, mixture of Scald and Shadow Ball basically hits everything. You have things like Mega Absol and like Cinccino that are more like offensive, and so like you don't need a coverage move for them. Scald is really good against like Aerodactyl, Gliscor, and it's just good stab move. And the things that can take Scalds don't want to take Shadow Balls, also known as Jellicent and Jinx and Latias. So Scald Shadow Ball is really good coverage for his whole team. And if I can set up a Tail Glow, that would be great. I can set up a substitute. The reason I'm max specially defensive is I can set up a substitute on Aromatisse or Jellicent, if either one of those two maybe switch in, because they're both specially defensive mons, or they can be. So if he wants to use that as a way to try and like wall Manaphy or something, like I don't know, then I can set up a substitute on them. If it's a defensive Jellicent, he cannot take out a sub, not even with an energy ball. He can only break my sub if he's offensive. Kind of same thing with Aromatisse, because Aromatisse gets Thunderbolt, I believe. So, but it can't take me out unless it's like offensive. So if it's defensive, either one of those, then we're good. We can set up a sub, get up a Tail Glow, and get off some really good damage. I don't need to have a special attack investment to hurt his team after getting a a +3 boost. Or if I can get up 2 Tail Glows, then it's going to be really, really scary for him, and I can get off a lot of damage until he's able to like revenge me with something like Raikou maybe. So yeah, we'll have to see. But I think Manaphy could definitely put in some good work, put some pressure on, and even if I don't get up the Tail Glow, maybe he doesn't bring either of those two mons, just being specially defensive is really good against his team. I can use this to switch into like Jinx, which I surprisingly have not that many switch-ins to, so this would work as a really nice Jinx switch-in, and as another way to deal with Latias to switch in. So it has other uses if I'm not able to get up the sub-Tail Glow thing, so it is what it is. MVP from last week, returning, except for this time in a little bit of a different way. We do have Puff Daddy, the Slurpuff, which is going to be Leftovers with the Sweet Veil ability, which protects Heal Bell and Play Rough. This is especially defensive Slurpuff. They're the spookiest mons on Jedi's team are especially defensive. Latias is very spooky. Raikou, things like that. So, like I said, Jinx, I'm actually kind of scared of. So, this is just like an insurance policy for especially defensive. Also, just want to point out that I have Sweet Veil, which means that I cannot fall asleep, which is good. This works as a nice switch into Jinx if it tries to go for a lovely kiss to put me to sleep. So, there's that. Wish Protect is the main reason that it's here, because I have mons that I would like to wish into, such as Manaphy, such as Metagross, such as the Mega Venusaur. Who knows what I'll need to do. Heal Bell is also really important. If he gets a Scald Burn with Jellicent on any of my mons, I would like to get that off, especially if it ends up being something like Electivire, or the Mega Venusaur, or things like that. I don't want residual damage, so Heal Bell could definitely put in some work. Play Rough I just kind of threw on there, because as far as any moves that I can throw on to have some sort of attack move, Play Rough does the most. It hits Latias and Mega Absol, and nothing else, nothing on his team resists it. Is that right? I'm just like looking through, and I don't think anything on his team resists Fairy. Wow, how about that? I really thought about trying to bring Belly Drum Slurpuff again, but I just don't think it's going to be harder to set up for sure, like, definitely, and I wanted more of the support, the Heal Bell especially, so that's why especially defensive Slurpuff is here, so we'll see how it works out. Next mon we have is Xenon X, the Metagross, Assault Vest, Earthquake, Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and Iron Head. Max attack adamant, max HP, remaining form, speed F, pretty standard. This works as a couple of things, mainly a Latias switching, also basically in everything else switching with Assault Vest. I mean, this switches into Aromatisse, switches into Jinx, Jellicent, Raikou. Raikou is definitely the main purpose for this. And with these 4 moves, I hit basically everything. Mega Absol just gets hit with, you know, Stab, Iron Head, or whatever. Raikou, Earthquake, Aerodactyl, Ice Punch, or Iron Head. Iron Head would do more, or Thunder Punch. Honestly, anything that's not an Earthquake is going to hurt it. Thunder Punch for the Jellicent. Literally anything for Jinx. But Iron Head, I guess. Ice Punch for the Gliscor. Anything for the Cinccino. Probably Iron Head would do the most. Iron Head for Aromatisse, and then Ice Punch for the Latias. So this has coverage moves to hit literally everything. This is the main threat to Jedi's team, in my opinion, and this is going to be the main thing that I will try and Wish Protect into, because if Metagross goes down, then this game gets so much harder. So we're just going to have to try and predict Jedi, which is kind of like asking for the impossible, and try and get off some really, really big hits with this Metagross. So that's the plan, and hopefully we can do that. Next mon, we have Arbomon the Electivire. Has not made an appearance since week 1, I'm pretty sure, which is really sad. But we're going to be bringing Choice Scarfed Electivire, Motor Drive of course, with the Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Earthquake, and Volt Switch. There it is. There's a buzzer if anybody heard it. Max Attack, Adamant, 148 Speed, and then optimal HP and Defense Investment. So, because, you know, HP is super important. I mean, you never know, though. Electivire is really, really good because it basically has coverage to hit everything, kind of like the Metagross does. The only thing that can kind of deal with this would be Aromatisse. So, but I have switched into Aromatisse. Like, if Aromatisse switches in to, like, stop Electivire, I could literally switch into anything else in my team, and I'm perfectly fine. So, it's not really that big of a deal that that's the only thing that, like, really stops me. I really needed Electivire because Jellicent is a really big issue. It's super fat and can really, you know, stop or slow down any sort of sweep or momentum that I might be able to get for myself. So, yeah, there's that. But, you know, I don't need to run through the whole team again to see, but you know, like, basically ground ice coverage is pretty good against this team, and then Jellicent. Like, Jellicent is the one thing that kind of stands in the way of the ground ice coverage just kind of running through his team, as well as Aromatisse. So, those two fat things needed something else, and so that's why Electivire's here. I had a lot of options for this last slot, and I really wasn't going to bring Porygon 2, but I eventually decided to bring Windows 10, the Porygon 2, EVLA, Analytics, Specially Defensive, Toxic Recover, Tri-Attack, Ice Beam. I'm not sure if I wanted Tri-Attack. Well, yeah, no, Tri-Attack does work. Yeah, so this is just another Specially Defensive Mon. It's really good for Raikou. And anything else? I mean, Jinx, I'm pretty sure Focus Blast is not a 2-hit KO. I'm going to have to double check that. This is just another switch into Latias, because Latias is probably the biggest threat to my team. So this is just another way to ensure that I can have that. Plus Toxic is really good for residual damage. If I can Toxic things like Jellicent, things like... That's the main one for sure, but if I could Toxic Raikou, that'd be cool too. I will have to be careful about Magic Bounce Mega Absol, you know, if he wants to try and do that, but hopefully we won't fall into that trap. Ice Beam specifically hits the Gliscor, and the Latias, and the Aerodactyl, and Tri-Attack basically hits everything else. So yeah, Jellicent is basically the one thing that completely walls this set, but I think even if I throw on Thunderbolt, Jellicent still kind of wins 1v1, or I don't know about win. Yeah, it would just be like the longest 1v1 ever. Like, there's really no winner between that. So yeah, there's that. So I just have Toxic for the Jellicent, so it'll be good. And this is just kind of like an insurance mon. Porygon 2 isn't necessarily super specially designed for anything, but I didn't have anything else in my team that was like I absolutely needed, so I just added an extra cushion, I suppose, for if things start going badly, or if, you know, crits happen, I just need something else to switch in. if I need to clean switch into one of my offensive mons and I need to sack something, or just have a damage sponge. So this is basically damage sponge the Porygon 2 this game. So, but that is my team. So nothing too crazy on this team. I'm sure Jedi is going to bring something really crazy, because that's just what he does. But we're gonna have to wait and see, and you guys will be able to see that tomorrow. So if you guys did enjoy this video, make sure you let me know in the comments, and stay tuned for the battle that will be uploaded tomorrow, and you can see how we did, and we will see how our playoff hopes look like after the battle. So that is everything. Thanks for watching. I'll see you tomorrow for the battle, and until the next time, guys, stay sly.